Now, these words had been around, this is the last point I want to make, these words had been around for a long time. But an objective, scientifically validated, provable concept or definition was not available until quite late. The word mass and a vague idea of what mass was had been around a long time, but with lots of little details and non-essentials tied into it. So the work of Newton wasn't necessarily to create or invent the idea of mass or gravity or energy. Gravitas is a Greek word. It means the tendency for things to fall. Newton couldn't have chose a much better word, could he? Levity is a joke nowadays. It means the tendency for things to rise. Levitation is a joke, right? The tendency of things to rise is not a tendency for things to rise. For example, a helium balloon floating up is simply the tendency of the heavier air above it to fall down below because of gravity. So there is no tendency to rise. There's only a tendency to fall caused by gravity. Well, all these ideas and all the little confusions tied up in them could not be said to be perfectly valid concepts and we have to respect the use of the idea of mass, going clear back into the 1000 AD in the Middle Ages and the monks. We have to respect the way they talked about the idea of energy. No. They did not have a scientific, objective, rational way of defining it. They had non-essentials tied in. They had things that were contradictory. They had bifurcated the problem in places they didn't need to. So let's just end it with a hearkening to Ayn Rand and selfishness. The scientific understanding of what selfishness is had to wait for Ayn Rand. Nobody was able to say before Ayn Rand what selfishness consists of. It took her to identify it. And for us to go on using the term selfishness as if all these bizarre problems and fallacies that are tied up in the old meaning is valid. Well, that's not valid. And we're actually thumbing our nose at a brilliant person, namely Ayn Rand. It's like saying we're going to keep on using the old terms of mass and energy and ignore Galileo and Newton and their work. Because people were using these words for a long time, and who are we to change the meaning? Well, we are to change the meaning if we come to scientifically understand and are able to prove that the old definitions or meanings or ideas were superfluous or wrong in some way. Force, mass, and energy have been refined, selfishness has been refined, and in the future, accident and chance will be refined, because Darwin and the evolution of things by accident and chance will come to be seen differently in the future. Look at Stephen Wolfram's A New Kind of Science if you want to know about that. They're uniting many different things that seem to be accidental or whatever and into a single fact. But that's not this video series. So there we are. Force, mass, and energy. I hope it was worth the wait. It's the best I can do with the books I had, and I hope you enjoyed it.